It's March. That means we have a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. All right, it's time for season 6, episode 2. How are we feeling?
Yeah, we're in March Madness. This is my favorite time of the year, so
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
I'm pretty hyped up. We also got some fun WBC stuff to recap, and then obviously get into some of our MLB predictions.
Yeah,
so,
it's
should be a
like.
good episode.
So, what month is better? Is it March,
I think it's
or is it
March.
October?
Ooh, it's close
Because it's close. And I think in a normal year without the World Baseball Classic, it's probably October because just all the football and like all of the things. But
yeah,
and the MLB playoffs for that time too, for pretty much. So
yeah,
but with the World Baseball Classic, I think March might take it
yeah. I agree.
because it's really just March Madness and the World Baseball. But they're just both insane.
I also just think March Madness is just like
No, March Madness is
so much of a tier above everything, but it's just like
March Madness is awesome.
but yeah, they're close.
And maybe another day we'll talk about that a little more. But so we got World Baseball comments first. We'll make this high and tight, and then Madness Tracker or open to a name change like we had last year.
Okay.
To Talk Tracker if we need to. But as of right now, it's looking alright.
Yeah.
Then we got recent rundown and MLB predictions.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, World Baseball Classic. We left off talking about the semifinals. And then we had 3 bangers.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun to watch. So we started with the United States taking down the DR 2-1. Not to say I predicted that, but
Perfect prediction.
I predicted that. And it was kind of a boring game, but you also had the little spurts of like, oh, the DR's got a chance here. Oh, 2-strike homers from the U.S. So to recap, Junior Caminero hit a home run off Paul Skeens early, and then the U.S. got 2 home runs in the 4th inning. You got, I think it was Gunnar Henderson and Roman Anthony. Each hit homers in the 4th, and then that was all the scoring. So, you got the big shots. You got a lot of fun. And I think there was one time when the DR, did they get a guy on second and get a base hit and hold him at third or something? There was a time.
I don't even remember.
I feel like there was
honestly.
a point where they had a chance to score, and then they held a guy at third, and then we got out of it.
Maybe.
You talk for a second.
Okay, yeah, I think for me, coming into this game, I was very excited, honestly. A lot of people were saying, this is probably the greatest baseball game ever, the most amount of talent on one field ever, at least. And yeah, it's just like Charlie said, it wasn't as fun of a game as I was hoping for, but it still had some really cool moments in it. I also think, all the pregame stuff was really cool. Seeing the U.S. walk in wearing, the hockey jerseys was really sick. They put up 2 runs after that, so, Loki was not tough. Whatever.
Yeah.
And lost the whole thing, so Loki wasn't tough.
Yeah, so in the, don't spoil it, in the 7th inning, bottom of the 7th, the DR had Austin Wells on second with 1 out, and didn't pitch run. Interesting.
Also wasn't good.
They have Contreras, I think they had. No, was that Venezuela that had Contreras?
I don't think the Dominican Republic has.
They had
No, that's Venezuela.
They had the guy from Augustine Ramirez. So Augustine Ramirez is a good catcher. It's probably about as good as Austin Wells. I don't know why we aren't pinch running there, because then Geraldo Perdomo gets the base hit. Wells holds up at third, and then you get 2 strikeouts to get out of it. So that was a big moment in this game. Other than that, it was kind of just nothing happened. And the end of the game with Mason Miller.
Yeah, Julio getting on, and then Mason Miller, the
crazy.
pitch that was called a strike, but was definitely not a strike.
That was so bad.
It would have been cool to see Tatis come up in that moment,
Yeah.
with 2 on, down 1.
Mason Miller got bailed out, bro. He was pitching so bad. And
But
if I'm Perdomo, I'm just swinging on that umpire right there. It's over. What you gonna do about it? That umpire sold the game. The ball was 6 inches down. Man.
And it was also coming after we talked about this such a good at bat for Perdomo. He was a great at bat. He was battling, he was taking good pitches, and as a young guy, it was pretty impressive. And Mason Miller is one of the best closers in baseball, but it was very impressive. And then to go out like that kind of sucks, especially to go out of the entire thing like that sucks. On a call like that.
I think this might prompt a little ABS action next time we do this, but we'll see. It's been how it goes this year in the MLB. Because that's going to happen this year. So, is that a regular season game or a World Series game? Tap in his head.
Yep.
It's all good. He walks. So,
I'm sure they'll change it by the next one.
Yeah, because as long as it goes well, that should be implemented, like the pitch clock was and all that. Okay, so that was that game. And then we had... You're worried, bro? Are you serious? Okay. Hold All right, next game was Venezuela, Italy. This was amazing. This is way more of a banger than the first one. Venezuela 4, Italy 2. For a while, it looked like Italy was going to win this game in advance, but late. Who was it that got the base hit? It was or was it a home run? It was William Abreu, wasn't it?
No,
that was Japan,
right?
That was against Japan.
Eugenio Suarez, I think, hit a home run in that game.
Oh, it was just a big. He did, but that was their first run, and then that was in the 4th, and the 7th was when they took the lead. So down by 1 in the 7th, Acuna, Garcia, and Arraez all singled in a run.
Oh, they're guys.
And so they all brought it to 4-2. But yeah, Italy brought it on early, 2 runs in the second inning, but the Venezuelan bullpen just did not allow anything else the rest of the game. That was super impressive, and you'll see that it's a kind of a broken record. Happened in the Japan game, happened in this game, happens in the U.S. game. Like this bullpen was amazing.
Yeah, and that's kind of what kept them in games, right? Because their hitting was really good. Like they had spurts where they were really good, but the bullpen was the most impressive part about Venezuela's run.
They scored 7 runs in the last 2 games and won the whole thing.
Which is like,
soccer sport.
That's crazy. Especially against Italy, who was such a good offense.
Yeah, they had been amazing. And they just kind of, with their match, it was Montero started off, gave up the 2 runs. He came out and went Sanchez, Avila, Serpa, Bizardo, Machado, Palencia. No runs.
Yeah,
and like, that's when you're able to do that, that's amazing. And I don't really know what the thought process was going to Lorenzen if you're Italy. I mean, I understand it's like win or go home, you have to win this game, but you're winning. Like, I feel like at that point you bring in your bullpen and either save Lorenzen until you're losing or save him until the championship game. I don't know, but he gets the loss. He gets 3 runs on 2 2/3. So Aaron Nola had a great performance again.
Yeah.
It might have been a little like gamesmanship going on where they announced Lorenzen as the starter and then moved it to Nola. I don't know what that deal was, but like I thought it was pretty clear it should be Nola in this game with the proper rest. So I don't really know what the thought process was, but they ended up starting him anyway. So it might have been just a trick Venezuela.
But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I just watched the highlights of this game, but
it was amazing.
It looked really fun. Against 2 teams that like definitely deserve to be there too. That I was not expecting to be there.
It's like coming to the tournament. It was like okay, there's 4 good teams, right? There's USA, Venezuela, Japan, and DR, and then Italy just found their way into that conversation. Yeah. So now you have to put Italy as that 5th best team.
Yeah.
Like this week was huge for Italian baseball and just Italy in general. Like the baseball probably got exponentially more popular there over the last 2 weeks. They're now qualified for the Olympics.
Which is sick. That's really cool.
I don't know what the deal is going to be with that in the middle of the season. I think they're still yet to know.
I mean, I assume they probably will do something kind of similar to the NHL. Like, they'll just have an Olympic break.
Yeah, I mean, they might.
Which is what the NHL does.
But so they also might just not let MLB players play.
That's also possible. It could just be like college players, right? Like that.
Yeah, they could let college guys in. They could let amateur guys in.
Yeah.
In that case, Japan all the way. But
yeah, that's possible. I think they'll figure out a way to do it.
Yeah, after this, they have to.
Yeah, you gotta go do something. Like, because...
Yeah, so this tournament is awesome. This is the best. This tournament is getting better. Like
it is. I agree.
And this is like the best ratings it's ever had, and it's going to keep getting better and better. And these guys care, and it's like... It's amazing. The way these guys... And this is probably turned into a top 5 sporting event in...
Top 5?
Top 5, I would say,
That's
in the world. Like, honestly. I mean, March Madness is right there.
I agree, and then, like, you have Olympics, you have March Madness.
I'd take WBC over the Olympics. For me, not for the world, but for me.
The thing is, it's like, okay, the Olympics is all the sports showing the exact same pride that you're showing for baseball. Yeah. This is just baseball. So I get it for you, it might be, but like when every other sport is showing the same pride that these guys are showing.
So I don't know. I don't know all the curlers to the Olympics. So
maybe not Winter Olympics, but Summer Olympics kills WBC. Like,
I mean, probably.
Like, but
just because of like it doesn't have the moments. I wouldn't say, but it has the mass like quantity.
I would say it has the moments, honestly.
Sometimes, but
that's what I agree. Like WBC is like the Olympics. It just doesn't have as many.
Right.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because I agree. Like it's very similar to the Olympics.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have like all the sports.
Yeah. It's like, what else is there in the other Summer Olympics? There's basketball.
There's basketball.
That's awesome.
Swimming's a really big one in the Summer Olympics.
Yeah, swimming is fun.
Hold on.
Yeah, and then like exactly. Like there's not that much.
What did I watch? Like, I don't even remember what we're watching.
Swimming and basketball, bro.
You're right. You're right.
Let me look. Popular Summer Olympic sports.
Oh, skeet shooting? No.
Break
dancing?
I like handball. That's a lot of fun.
Water polo?
Gymnastics, track. Oh, yeah, the track.
Oh,
the
yeah,
100 meters.
track and field. Yeah, okay.
So
track and field is probably the biggest Summer Olympic thing.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
So, but yeah, like you have the Olympics, you have March Madness, you have
WBC's right there.
the World Cup.
Yeah, World Cup is probably.
And then WBC.
True. Honestly, yeah, you probably are.
And like what else would be the fifth one? Like maybe college football playoff or like
maybe
something else like that. But I don't know. I think it's a lot of fun. So getting into the final, it was Venezuela over the United States 3-2, and this was also a banger. Not for the most of the game, but for the last 2 innings.
Yep.
This is amazing. So Venezuela comes out hot in the third inning. Michael Garcia gets a sac fly. This was unfortunate for the U.S. because McLean was pitching lights out, and then they get 2 on, but I think there was 1 out, 2 on, so you get 2 outs right there, you're out of it. But then the wild pitch, right? And then after the wild pitch, the second and third, they're able to score on the...
Which, by the way, was...
sac fly.
What was it? What was his name? The guy who dropped the pitch, like the pass ball.
It was Will Smith.
Yeah.
That was a wild... Was it a wild pitch or a pass ball?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
I think it might have been... I think it went down as a wild pitch, but it should have been a pass ball or something like
it was
that.
Will Smith's fault?
I think that's what I remember, but I'm not sure. This was, so Venezuela top of the third.
Okay, question. Can you make me, figure out a way... I know Cal Raleigh sucked in the tournament, but, if you go back, what happened?
What do you mean?
Why did they start Will Smith over Cal Raleigh?
Because Cal Raleigh gets sucked.
So they just,
You gotta ride with the hot hand.
Okay.
People are mad about that because Will Smith didn't exactly have a great tournament.
Yeah, either. I mean, neither one.
But, at some point you gotta give Cal a look, and I agree with that, but, yeah, Will Smith was the hotter hand. Look up the pitch, because I actually want to know. It's scored as a wild pitch. But, so it was...
What pitch?
After the Acuna, it was look up Nolan McLean wild pitch WBC. So McLean was pitching, Sal got on with the single, and then Churio struck out. Then they walked Acuna, so it was first and second. Then the wild pitch happened, allowing for Michael Garcia to get the sac fly and get the run in, which was really deflating as an American fan, right? And then you got out of the inning. So it was 1-0 right then. And then you had in the fifth, I think it was. In the fifth, Will Abreu homered in the fifth. So then it's okay, now you're counting the outs, right? Now you're down by 2. Go to videos or something.
Okay.
Watch it.
I don't think they have one.
Yeah, hold up.
It's just his domination because
he pitched great. Nolan McLean Wild versus Venice. All right. So that when the home run happened, then now you're okay, we're down by 2. Now it's taking more than just one swing to tie this game. Now we're counting the outs, and it got really lost a lot of confidence right there.
My question was who's going to be the guy to get the swing too?
Yeah.
Where in the lineup is it going to happen? Because it hadn't happened the whole tournament. Straight up, in big moments, the U.S. had not really stepped up bats wise, right? No one in the order had really stepped up in a way we hadn't seen vintage Aaron Judge in this tournament at all. We didn't see other guys making hits like Schwarber, for an example, or even Bryce Harper or anything like that.
I mean, we'll get to that in a second. But Aaron Judge caught a lot of flack after this tournament. That is probably deserved.
He wasn't good. Straight up.
Yeah, he wasn't good. And it's there's a stat line. It's Aaron Judge in the WBC knockout rounds in the World Series. He's 3 for 20 something. He's not very good.
And coming into the tournament, there was the thing he got named the captain, right? He was one of the captains, and then a video came out of him giving a speech to the team, and it's he's not really the best guy to be the captain for the U.S. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and he kind of folded in the tournament. And I like Aaron Judge, but it was hard. And as a Red Sox fan, I don't like cheering for the Yankees, so
yeah.
Cheering for him here was kind of cool because I never really get to cheer for him, and he kind of just let me down.
I did think about that, getting to cheer for these guys. Watching Bobby Witt Jr.
Yeah.
I want to cheer for this guy. I want him to be on my team. You know.
Yeah. And that was the thing with Aaron Judge. It's I don't hate Aaron Judge, I just hate the Yankees. So it's and he kind of let me down because I was excited to cheer for him, but
yeah, and the whole team let us down offensively, and they had 3 hits in this game, but 2 of them came out to bat at Bryce Harper, especially late in the game in the 8th inning. Harper was able to take a 2-run home run. Who was pitching? Was it Palencia? No,
Yes.
It wasn't Palencia.
Yeah,
Palencia was only in. Palencia could only be in save situation, so he came in the 9th. It was in the 8th inning. Who was pitching? Let's see. It was I think it was Machado. Yeah, Machado. So he took Machado up top, dead center.
aura.
Yeah. And it was awesome. And the bat flip. And
it was sick.
It's awesome, man. And then Venezuela came back in the ninth. Gino hits the double. Garrett Whitlock. I don't know what the decision to put Garrett Whitlock on the mound. They couldn't put Mason Miller. It was the same thing with Miller and Palencia.
But that was the question.
Because,
why couldn't you?
Because they said that Miller could only go in a safe situation. Like the Padres said that there was an agreement.
Yeah, that's
same thing with the Cubs
saying.
and Palencia.
Yeah.
So that's why Palencia wasn't in the eighth.
Okay.
Because the thought was they can only go in a safe situation. You wanted to respect the MLB team in that situation.
Yeah, that's
now
what he said
you have
after.
Joe Ryan in the pen, who I mean not a conventional reliever, but he's amazing.
Yeah.
Garrett Whitlock had been good, but he wasn't on great rest. And then there may be a couple other guys you could have put in. I don't hate the move, to be honest. Whitlock had been amazing.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
And-
if it wasn't going to be Miller, I would have.
Yeah,
put him in at that point.
So yeah, unfortunate. And then USA went down quiet in the ninth, but off of Palencia. So
Yeah.
it was tough. But yeah, that's about all I got. This was an amazing tournament. Yeah, I can't find a picture of this or a video of this. I don't know why. But I think it was on. I think it was
You think
on.
it was less on Will Smith or more
I
on?
think it was more on Will Smith,
More on Will Smith,
if I remember
okay.
correctly. Like he should have squeezed it and he didn't.
Okay.
But I might be wrong. So sorry, Will Smith, if you're watching this. So
But like 3 hits in the
yeah.
final, bro.
no, it's terrible. Like, the pitching did enough. The pitching gave up 3 runs, or I guess it was 3 runs in the last game.
Yeah.
They gave up, and the hitting was just doing enough to get us over the
Yeah.
hump,
Which is
The
not
whole
what we
tournament.
expected coming
No,
in.
like,
That's what I'm
scoring
saying.
5 runs on Mexico, just doing enough, right? Scoring 2 runs against the DR, just enough. Like the pitching was doing the job for them, and in this one, offense couldn't get over the hump. It was unfortunate. I mean, I'm excited for this tournament in 3 more years.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think in 3 years too, like I'm gonna like lock in maybe more and like actually like know some of the other rosters coming in, because like coming in I only knew the U.S. roster, I knew the Dominican Republic roster,
Yeah.
I knew Venezuela and Japan's roster. That was about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's all
Yeah.
you really needed to know.
But that was the thing. But like I didn't get to
Italy,
see like
like-
Italy until their first game.
Dude, like that roster is sneaky, and I know and I don't know why people overlooked it, but they were definitely full of a lot of guys on that team.
Yep.
And guys that get overlooked in the majors too, but now they probably will get overlooked less. And so yeah, that's all I got. Venezuela, congrats to them. They're the best.
Oh, it was
in the
awesome
world.
too after they won. It was pretty cool. You saw him crying. Palencia was crying too.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, did you
as he
see
was about to
Gino-
pitch the last one.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you see Gino's interview?
Uh-uh.
Like that's the captain. That's the captain you want. You don't want Aaron Judge out there. The whole like military at USA, like
It was
a bad
I
bit.
know it was really
Like,
weird. And like
has a
Paul Skeens is
personality.
like that too, right? But like.
Paul Skeens was like the least one of it.
But that's what I'm saying is it's like Paul Skeens started kind of coming out of his shell throughout the tournament, and no one
Yes.
else did. Like no one, like Bryce Harper, I think was really good too.
That is Bryce Harper though.
like it's, true, but like Aaron Judge does not have the demeanor to like lead US, and I love Aaron Judge.
Not
but,
in
like,
this kind of tournament. Man.
Exactly in a tournament that like
For
you have to have
162
pride.
games, Aaron Judge is that guy.
Exactly.
But for this,
Agreed.
it's just not. And I don't think Mark DeRosa isn't the right manager.
Yeah,
we know that now.
Replaced, bro.
So he'll probably get replaced.
Who's he managing for in the MLB?
He's works for MLB Network.
Oh, he's not even a manager.
No, he
Yo,
might used to
yo,
be.
get
I don't know what his
Yo,
career
get
looked
Jay
like.
Johnson in there, bro.
I don't know what his career looked like, but yeah, he works for MLB Network.
Get Jay Johnson in there, bro.
Low key, like he would.
Tony
kill it.
Vitello.
Ugh. Dude, I'm so glad he's out of the SEC. Not like it matters for LSU baseball right now.
Yeah,
Cooper
bro.
Moore got hurt. Saw that?
Yeah, I did.
Mhm.
I was
Interesting,
watching
huh?
the game last night on my phone while I was watching March Madness.
I was watching March Madness and playing the show. I took 2 losses today. It was tough, but I came back and won 2 more.
Hey, if
All right.
anyone wants to face Charlie on the show, bro, he's ready.
Yeah, you're gonna get cooked. My pitching's bad though. All right. Anyway, March Madness time. We're calling it Madness Tracker again. If things happen in the next couple of days, it might get called Chalk Tracker, like it did last year. And hopefully that happens because my back reflects that.
Well, not really.
1-1-1-2 is my final 4, dog.
Okay, sure.
My lead date is 1-2-1-2-1-3-1-7. My lead
Okay.
date. So yeah.
Yep.
But yeah. So I'm at 25. James is at 24. Reminder: every first round game is 1 point, and then after that it goes 2 for the second round, 3 for the Sweet 16, 5 for the Elite 8, 8 for the Final Four, 10 for the title champion. So, yeah. What are some of the big upsets that we had going in? Like I had VCU, UNC, and I kind of stopped watching this game because it was a 20-point game, and I was like, oh, I don't want to watch this. I got it wrong, whatever. And then they were in overtime last time I know, and then I'm watching them win the game. This was amazing. And UNC, without Caleb Wilson, was just not who they needed to be.
Yeah, I picked that one too.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
Oh, frick.
So that was an upset that I wasn't gonna pick originally. That was like kind of a sexy pick. Like a lot of people were gonna pick VCU, and I wasn't gonna pick it originally. And like looking into it, like VCU, they're so athletic. They shoot a ton of threes. They have really really good ball handlers. And like UNC, without Caleb Wilson, it just didn't feel like the same team, which it wasn't, because Caleb Wilson led in every single stat for the team, like straight up. He led in points, rebounds, assists, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, like everything was Caleb Wilson.
I don't know if he might not have more aura than Trimble. I don't know.
Trimble does have some aura.
Yeah, Caleb Wilson was just like low key. He didn't have that much aura.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But that was also kind of UNC's team this year. They were low key. Like they weren't like up in your face defense like we've seen in the past. Like I don't know. It just wasn't a good team this year, and I'm honestly very glad VCU won. They deserved it more.
Is low key like that what separates DeBanza and Wilson in this draft? The aura.
DeBanza and Wilson.
I mean, low key, like they're the same player.
DeBanza got way more aura.
Yeah, like that's what they are. But like low key, other than that, like
they're
literally the same.
They are very similar. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk about him in a second.
Yeah.
I picked USF. That was switched at the last second, and I messed that one up. You picked USF too.
I did too, and that was one that was another one that I like wasn't gonna pick originally. And I went back and I was like, okay, USF's really good. I thought they were the best Group of 5 team or mid-major team in the country. But they kind of got dominated in the first half, and they tried to make their run in the second half, but they just weren't able to put enough threes up. They didn't shoot well at all from three, and Louisville puts up so many threes and is such a good shooting team. And USF is a pretty good three-point shooting team, but they couldn't make any that day. And they tried to make their run. It would have been a crazy comeback if that would have happened.
Yeah, I almost did, man. I wasn't watching that either because I thought it was over.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, well, I switched this once I heard that Louisville's best player was out. What's his name?
Michael Brown.
Michael Brown. When I heard he was out, I switched it. Kind of like it's the same thought process with UNC, right? And obviously that didn't work out. I underestimated Louisville.
Yeah.
But it's all gonna be all right. BYU lost to Texas. Texas, that was impressive, man. Like
Very impressive.
The Texas NC State game looked like a mid-off. Like it did not look. Like, that's why I flipped it to BYU. I had NC State / Texas. I wanted it to be NC State, but when Texas won and they both looked mid, I was like, okay, no. Like BYU's gonna take care of business, and they didn't. Like BYU got dominated from the jump.
They did. And that's sadly like BYU. No Richie Saunders was a really really big loss because you lost your second scoring option because AJ was so good this year. But when they sent doubles at him, he actually was very good off of double teams in this game.
Yeah, he was amazing.
But eventually, like he's going to have to pass the ball, and someone else is going to have to score. And Rob Wright in this game, who's supposed to be the second scorer, sucked. Straight up. Like, he was horrible. He didn't have much other scoring around him. They couldn't get many stops. It just wasn't the BYU team that coming into the year we thought they could be because they did have so much talent, right? And, like, Richie Saunders, we thought was going to take a really big jump, which he did at the start of the year. And then, obviously, the injury. I thought BYU could win one at least because I thought AJ could just carry him, which he did. He had 35 and 10. So, like...
Sometimes you got to remind yourself that, like, yeah, this is not like BYU versus a mid-major. This is like BYU versus an 11 seed, which is like the 30th best team in the country.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you got to kind of remind yourself of that because sometimes it feels like, oh, 11 seed, like they're so bad, but really, like there's not a lot that separates these teams, and that's kind of what got me a couple times here, but especially in this game.
Yeah.
Because my thought process was like, oh, I can only have 2 6-11 upsets because that's never gonna happen. But like, really, I could have had 3.
Yeah, no,
because
you can.
There's not a big separation between those two, right? And I would have had Texas there, but I switched it to USF. That was unfortunate.
Which, it was cool in this game, too. Like, two very, very similar styles. Like, they both play NBA ISO ball. It's very, like, everyone just takes their own shots. BYU's like that because they don't really have other...
Because they only have one person that doesn't.
They don't have any other options. But Texas does it because they have a bunch of guys that can score in ISO. So it was really fun to watch that.
Wisconsin let us down. And, like, look... High Point, it was a sexy upset pick, and I would have picked High Point against a lot of 5 seeds.
But
Wisconsin was not the one. There was a tough matchup for them, and they came out and they killed them. Well, no, they didn't kill them, but they looked like the better team, to be honest.
High Point, yeah, I'd agree with
that.
Like,
they were a lot... Oh, the talent gap was a lot lower than I thought it would be. Yeah. And I heard that coming in, and I was like, oh, I don't care, right? But, yeah, Wisconsin... The winning layup by the kid who had his first...
Chase Johnson, baby.
His first 2-pointer of the year. He's not like a bench player. He's like really good. No, and he just shoots threes.
Dude, he shoots like... He just shot like 300 threes this year, and he shot 5 twos.
He's got like the most points per possession.
It's very similar to Jack Golke. It's like it is pretty much the exact same player. And coming into March, he actually went viral. Like as the guy, like, is this the next Jack Golke? And he did it.
Yeah.
And I think Wisconsin, for me, I really loved Wisconsin as a team. I loved their guards, and their guards played incredible. Like, John Blackwell and Nick Boyd were awesome. But, like, High Point just, they, like, stayed in it, and they stayed in it, and they stayed in it. And Wisconsin couldn't get stops. That was the main problem, is, like, High Point wasn't either, but if High Point was just sticking in it, eventually something's going to break. And something broke on that fast break layup, and then Nick Boyd goes down, gets blocked. But I was a really big fan of Wisconsin, and I liked High Point's team, but I thought Wisconsin was the best.
Wisconsin was playing
seed by
so
far.
well.
They were. And,
Like, that's the thing.
But the sad thing is, like, Wisconsin this year, it is true that they played up to their competition and then played down to their competition. So, like, when they played worse teams than them, they could get in dogfights, similar to TCU.
Yeah.
But
I don't know
really
enough
liked
basketball. I know
Wisconsin.
that. All right, Santa Clara, Kentucky was awesome. We both picked Santa
I
Clara.
think game of the tournament.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
To this point, absolutely. And this was just heartbreaking for me and for you. Obviously, we picked Santa Clara, and it was looking really big brain right there because Kentucky is not very good.
They're not.
And
Otega
Owe literally hasn't made a three in his life until he hit the three from the logo, dude. Like, that's part of why I didn't pick him because like their best player can't shoot. And damn, he proved me wrong. Well, every other shot in the game he shot didn't prove me wrong. I don't think he made like a single other three, but.
That's the thing. I think Santa Clara just made a couple mistakes down the stretch, but they played better than Kentucky this game.
Absolutely.
And they made Kentucky play their game too. Like, play up pace, play up tempo. Kentucky started shooting threes because Santa Clara was shooting threes.
And they were making them.
And Kentucky was actually shooting really well in this game.
Yeah, that's the only way Kentucky could stay in it because Santa Clara was shooting the lights out.
Yes.
They were putting the pressure on. The pressure was on Kentucky the whole game, and then they ended up breaking through, right? And then overtime, Kentucky.
I think after that shot went in for Owe, it was kind of like Santa Clara's out of it at that point.
Because they were already mentally out of it.
Like, at that point, you thought you won the game, and then it's a half-court bank-in three. Like,
Loki, why are we fouling him?
Like, no, you always foul up three. I agree.
But also, I don't know if
it was hard. Also, the big controversial thing, Herb was trying to call a timeout, which is the coach for Santa Clara. He was trying to call a timeout. He couldn't get the timeout off. He said that he told the ref in the last break, if we make a bucket here, I'm calling a timeout afterwards.
Oh, really?
Apparently, they didn't grant it to him.
That's crazy.
And then he was trying to get one off before they passed the ball in. He looked like he did get it off, but they didn't get it to him.
That's basketball sometimes.
But to be honest, like, you have to give Kentucky flowers for that shot.
No, that's absolutely.
Like, that's not on them not calling a timeout for you or, like, anything like that. Like, that's just an incredible shot. So
yeah. So I picked Akron. You did not. I thought I was pretty confident in that. But yeah, I mean, Texas Tech, they impressed me, right? Without Top, and I thought they might come out same logic as the UNC, right, or the Louisville. So they don't have their best player. They're playing against a dangerous Akron team. I thought Akron could pull it off. That was my 5-12. So once the other 5-12 happened, it was.
Yeah, I didn't pick a 5-12 this year.
That was dumb. Who would you have picked if you had to pick one?
If I had to pick one,
because you weren't picking against Vanderbilt.
But that's the thing. Like, McNeese is probably my favorite 12.
But that's not your favorite 5.
I was never gonna pick Akron. I was never gonna pick High Point. So it probably would have been Northern Iowa. Would have been the most and that's the thing.
That would be my least likely one.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like, I wasn't picking against Wisconsin. Hell no. I wasn't picking against Vandy. Hell no.
Yeah.
But like, and I probably was never gonna pick against Texas Tech unless it was a team with size.
But, yeah, they're just so bipolar. Texas Tech is, and so like the thought process is like they don't have their best player. They come out flat and they lose this game. Like, and that's the opposite of what happened. They came out hot, and Akron stayed with it. Like, they were actually playing really well.
They played really well.
But they kind of lost it in the second half.
Yeah, and then I in this little sub-region, which I thought this sub-region was going to be so crazy, which
one?
You know, this, like, the Texas Tech, Akron, Alabama, Hofstra, and both games got to blowouts. They hung with them in, like, the first 30 minutes of the game, and then they kind of just teams pulled away.
The Hofstra one was scary.
But Hofstra, I picked Hofstra in this game. Yeah. That was kind of my one big upset over a 12 seed. I thought the two guards, like Preston Ed Meade and Cruz Davis, were two of my favorite guards, like, in the league this year, like, duos-wise, probably besides Wisconsin's duo. They both lost. But I thought Hofstra could hang with them because Hofstra plays a very slow tempo, but shoots a bunch of threes. And Alabama shoots a bunch of threes and plays up-tempo. If Hofstra could have, like, made them play a little slower, which they didn't.
Well, yeah, that's silly to think that was going to happen.
But sometimes, but for an example, like last year with Mizzou and Drake. Drake was the slowest team in college basketball, and Mizzou was the second fastest. So, like,
that's the 4-13
Drake
game.
made him play. That
was a 7-10. So, like, there's a difference there, and I think your best bet would have been, I think it could have happened. Your best bet was having Hofstra play up-tempo and hit threes, not Bama play down.
Maybe.
I think that's, but yeah, it was not a horrible pick. Like, it showed itself earlier.
And, and then Aiden Holloway, that whole situation made me, solidify Hofstra, but Alabama looks fine without him.
Yeah,
that'll
they
be
look
a,
good.
that's gonna be a crazy game. Texas Tech Bama's gonna be.
And then we both had St. Mary's. Texas A&M kind of blew them out. I didn't watch that one. But,
that great game was ugly. St. Mary's could hit shots.
Yeah.
Like.
Talk about weird games. So there's other games that we both picked right, but like, so let's go through. Duke won easy. St. John's, Kansas won easy. TCU, that was an awesome game.
Great game.
I didn't really watch much of it. Did you?
I did. Yeah, I watched pretty much the whole thing. It was awesome. TCU. Like, they have so many guys, and I think that was kind of what overwhelmed Ohio State in this game. But Bruce Thornton and John Mobley, their guards got them back into it.
The TCU was a better team from the jump, and I think Ohio State kept into it, but it was kind of just
exactly.
A matter
and that's
of
what
time.
we thought. That's what I thought coming. Like, the guards for Ohio State are going to keep them in it, but I just don't think they.
I didn't like Ohio State this year that much.
Really?
And that's why I picked TCU. I didn't watch a single lick of TCU
fair.
basketball. Michigan State won easy. UCLA. That was a fun game, but they were kind of just always ahead. Like, UCF brought it close, but it was just kind of.
It was always.
It was inevitable. We'll get to them again in a second. Florida won easy. Clemson, Iowa. I picked Clemson in that one.
I picked Iowa. I was pretty confident in that pick. I did not like Clemson at all this year.
Yeah, I didn't. They just
both
teams
were not great.
Like, neither team played well. I think Iowa was the better team, and Clemson was getting back into it, but they couldn't get over the hump and get the lead. Like,
and that's what Iowa does.
They would get close, and then they would. I don't know. It was frustrating. Very frustrating as a guy picked Clemson.
Fair. Do you know who the coach is for Iowa?
Couldn't tell you.
So it's Ben McCullum. Do you know who Ben McCullum is? So Ben McCullum was the coach for Drake last year.
Not really.
And he had Bennett Sturts and Tavion Banks, who were their two best players for Iowa, were both on Drake last year.
Yeah.
And Drake did the same thing last year. And Iowa has done the exact same thing this year. Like, if they get you out of the game, if they go up 10, they never sell a 10-point lead. Like, ever. Because they play so slow. They shoot every single shot under 7 seconds.
But they sold multiple 10-point leads in this game, and then they to like
0
or 1. Like, they tied it a couple times.
That is true. And but to be fair, that's props to Clemson in that way.
What was Clemson doing? Like, there was like a few things Clemson was doing that really pissed me off. It was like they couldn't really hit a shot. Was that what? No, but and then like they couldn't shoot. If I watched Clemson this year, I probably would have picked Iowa. Yeah. But I know I didn't love Iowa, so I went with Clemson.
They're both just
And Clemson just kept fouling them, and it was just kind of like. I don't know.
It was kind of like, but that's what Iowa wanted to do, right? Like, they wanted to get you in this dogfight, gross game. And Clemson, like, was fine in this year. Like, they were okay playing that style of play. But they like to, kind of get out and transition a little bit more.
Clemson didn't lead in this game.
That's crazy, yeah.
Let's see.
Bennett Sturts, dude, for Iowa. March made. Like, he is incredible. I don't know, it's Florida, so it's a different monster in the second round. But because Iowa plays so slow, I think they can keep that close, like, in the first half.
Clemson committed 21 fouls.
Yeah,
I don't think compared to Iowa's 14. So, 21 is not a crazy number, but 14. But I don't think the refs were helping them out either. That's the reason they lost. But, it was just kind of a weird game. They were able to... Let's see what these leads looked like, actually. So, it was... Well, this is not where I want to be. Not where I want to be either. Down here is where I want to be. Okay. So we got down to like a 14-point game, and then it came back up. It's 14 again. Wait, hold on. What am I looking at?
It was 4 there.
4, that's 4.
Yeah.
So it's 4, and then it came out to 14, and then it got down to 5, 6, down to 6 again.
I thought Clemson at the end of with 6 minutes left, Clemson had made a couple shots, and Iowa they just didn't look good. I actually thought Clemson was going to come back.
I did too.
Win. But Iowa
held them off.
Iowa played Iowa basketball.
So they're not going to win their next game though.
I think they can hang a little bit though, better than some other 9 seeds.
Well, because of the way they play. Yeah. But Florida's going to win.
Like compared to St. Louis and Utah
they have to make Florida play their game because if Florida. Those are very opposite games. So, if Florida just plays their games, they're
if Florida can get out in transition, they're the best team in the country.
Oh yeah,
straight up.
So. Vandy and Nebraska both won relatively easy. You picked Troy.
Game. I didn't pick.
You did not pick Troy. Someone I knew picked Troy. Who was that?
Sarah picked Troy. Dad picked Troy too. My dad picked Troy.
That's probably what I remember. Yep. McNeese also. Tough out.
I think it was...
They hung in there, though.
Yeah, so I think one thing that a lot of people are mad at, we didn't have as many upsets. We had the high point, obviously. I think the thing that... First point is other teams weren't able to make the tournament because they lost in their tournament championship game or lost in their tournament or whatever. So, for an example, Belmont. Belmont was incredible this year in the Missouri Valley, and they lost to Drake. And, in their semifinal of their thing. Belmont could have given someone a run for their money. UNCW was great too this year. There were a bunch of teams that lost in their conference tournaments that weren't able to make the actual tournament, which I think just like lowered the amount of skill. And then horrible matchups. Right, like McNeese got the worst matchup possible.
It's either a matchup between two teams you really like or two teams I really hate.
Exactly, yeah.
Both times you're gonna pick the better team.
Like for an example, like McNeese, they want to turn you over. Vandy's the best team in the country and not turning the ball over. Like
Arkansas, running in Arizona.
Wait,
I go on.
Arkansas
runs in Arizona.
But that's another one too. Arkansas.
High Point runs into Wisconsin. They won, but they still
exactly.
Let's see what else is
Northern
there.
Iowa is a great example. You don't know anything about Northern Iowa?
No.
They're the best defensive team in the country statistically. And they guard the three the best in the country. What does St. John's not do?
Shoot threes.
They don't shoot threes.
Yeah.
So it's like worst matchup possible. And then it's Arkansas too against Hawaii. Hawaii, one of the best defenses in the country. You know what they make you do? They make you play one-on-one ball. Arkansas loves to play one-on-one ball. They have Darius Acuff and Malik Thomas. Like that's their game. Like it was just I didn't like the matchups at all.
Yeah,
which I think is why it limit upsets, right?
Yeah. Let's see. What else is there? But like, yeah, UCLA has a good road, and I have them in the Elite Eight.
You think they have a good road? Yeah,
a good road, like because UConn sucks, and UConn showed their cards last night completely. They're terrible.
So I agree.
God,
my take on that. UConn was not great last night, but I also think
that's every game for them. Like literally every game.
Furman's not a 15 seed. Like if you watch Furman this year, what Furman was. They were playing more like a 12 seed. Like Furman's like a 12-11 seed this year. Like they were great. The problem is they had a bunch of injuries in the middle of the year. They had their best player go out. They had both Bowser brothers go out, which if you know the Bowser brothers, they're awesome. But like all those guys went out in the middle of the year, so they kind of went on a cold stretch, and they got in their tournament as like a 4 seed and won it all because everyone came back. Yeah. So they were playing more like a 12 seed. But I agree, UConn did not play the best.
That's who they are. Like, and that's I don't know how they've won so many games. I don't know what they were doing in January, but it's not what they're doing now. So. I feel more confident than ever that UCLA will win.
I'm still very confident in UConn.
I also have Miami to beat Purdue. Very confident in that as well. I don't think Purdue is ever going to be good in the tournament ever. And I think other than that 1 year, and then
the 1 year they made the Final Four.
You picked Missouri. I switched it to Miami. Yeah. I was very confident in that when I switched it.
It was a great game too.
It was a weird game.
Yeah,
really weird game. But Miami was kind of the better team the whole way.
Yeah. Better talent, straight up. They had better talent.
Let's see. Utah State Villanova, also a weird game, but Utah State was able to.
Yeah, I took Nova. That was a lot of people were taking Utah State.
I had Utah State.
Most people were, and I thought Villanova, like the guards, were gonna just play better, and they did not.
Utah State made a great comeback. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was a great game too.
And they couldn't shoot at all. Like if they could get their shooting a little bit, like they were gonna kill them, and they just couldn't do it. But they were able to beat them inside late. St. Louis killed Georgia. I was very happy about that.
That was impressive. St. Louis.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was very impressive.
I was turning that on, expecting a fun game where I was going to cheer hard for St. Louis, and then
let's take a look.
Blew them out.
Let's take a look at the St. Louis Michigan score.
Yeah, it's probably not good.
70-92 with a minute left.
Yeah, that's all. So that's all I got. Miami, Ohio showed no fight, and yeah.
But another horrible matchup, right?
Yeah,
like Miami of Ohio, they're really
Tennessee's
small.
I don't think Tennessee's that good.
No, I agree, but Tennessee lives off of offensive rebounding and being bigger than you. So like in Miami of Ohio, that's the opposite of how they want to.
So it looks like we're both gonna move to 27 and 26 next year, or no, 27 and 26. Points, right? Yeah, so 2 points for that win. But next year I might change it to the way ESPN does it, where it's like you double it every round instead of just going up a little bit. But it's kind of
it doesn't really matter, yeah.
Just because it puts a little more weight on the later rounds. Right now we both have our whole Elite Eights, and you got 14, you're 16. I've got 16 in my 16.
Which is really good so far.
So we're looking really good, way better than last year. All right, let's move to our next segment. I don't know how much we got to talk about this week. Not a lot.
But cue the music.
The World Baseball Classic is over. Venezuela beats the United States in the final. It was a crazy game with Harper's home run in the 8th. Suarez claps back in the 9th to win it. March Madness first round upsets. 8-9 games. No, they do not count. VCU over UNC. 11 VCU over 6 UNC. 10 A&M over 7 St. Mary's. 12 High Point over 5 Wisconsin. 11 Texas over 6 BYU. Did I miss anything? Because I forgot to update.
I don't think so.
If there's anything last night, I don't have it. Alabama's Aiden Holloway was arrested on a felony charge. He will not be playing in the tournament. Purdue's Braden Smith sets the record with 1,077 career assists. That's the college basketball record. Anthony Edwards is out 1 to 2 weeks with a knee injury. Cade Cunningham is out an extended period with a collapsed lung. Justin Fields was traded to the Chiefs for a 6th round pick. Jalen Waddle was traded with a 4th round pick to the Broncos for a 1st round pick, a 3rd round pick, and a 4th round pick. Hollywood Brown signs with the Eagles, and Darius Slay retires from the NFL. James, What lower NBA seed can make a deep playoff run?
Ooh. See, I want to say my Suns, but I'm not going to say my Suns.
No, because they're not. That's not the right answer. The Suns suck.
So as a lower seed, I also think like the East is like the best answer for this. Honestly, I'll go. I want to say Hornets, right?
But it's not gonna happen.
But
they're gonna run into Pistons and get
I'm gonna go with a little cool pick that could upset someone in the first round. The Hawks.
Hawks.
Okay, so the Hawks traded away Trae Young, right? Jalen Johnson has been amazing this year. They've won, I think, 11 out of their last 12 or something crazy. And they've moved up one place in the standings because that's the East. But they'll be in the play-in again. I think if they win their first play-in game, if they get a 7 seed, or honestly, you might rather the 8. You might rather go against Detroit than Boston at this point. So if they get Detroit in the first round, I think they can give them a run for their money. I think Jalen Johnson's great. Kuminga's been amazing. Like, Kuminga has been awesome in Atlanta. And they've got a couple other guys, so I think Atlanta can make a run.
I don't know how low a seed you think the low seed is. I picked the Nuggets. I think they're the 6th seed right now.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I was going play-in.
They're either tied for the 5th seed or they're the 6th seed, so that's still pretty low.
Yeah.
And I think the Nuggets come in the title. So it's a little bit of a different thing. I picked the team that's higher, but I think can go all the way. The team that's lower,
that's a good pick.
Maybe you want to get first round. But yeah, I think the Nuggets can win the whole thing. So
agreed.
When
you got the best player in the world,
God bless my futures drafted. They don't.
Oof.
MLB predictions time. I don't care. Like, they're gonna make the playoffs. The game is not pick the most teams in the playoffs.
That is true.
So we're gonna make our MLB predictions for this season, and we're gonna come back later and laugh at ourselves. So,
how do we start this?
We're gonna start our playoff pictures. Okay, so we can go NL then AL. So I'll start with my NL playoff picture. Okay, start with my division winners. At the 1 seed, the Los Angeles Dodgers. What do you? Let's go at the same time.
You want to do that too? Okay,
yeah.
that works.
So what do you have at the 1 seed?
I have the Dodgers as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're just amazing. They're gonna win a lot of games. So
win prediction. I think they can win the most games of all time if they want to do it.
At this point in the MLB, I don't think they're ever gonna happen. But I think they can get. I think they'll get 98. That's my guess. Maybe 100.
I was gonna say 102.
Yeah, so right around there. My 2 seed is a team who flies on the radar every year, but was the 1 seed last year. I got the Brewers, best team in baseball last year, by the way.
Yeah, Loki didn't put the Brewers in my playoffs.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there, baby.
Hold on.
So Pat Murphy wants nothing more than for you to do that.
Guess who I put though? I loved this team when I looked at their roster. Chicago Cubs at the 2. So I love them. They're really
Talk about my 7th team.
They're really fun. I actually think the rotation looks pretty well. Like with the pitchers I saw.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not hearing a lot of Justin Steele. I'm not hearing a lot of Shota Imanaga.
They're pretty good.
But like they're good play. I don't know why no one talks about them. But yeah.
So I'm going with the Cubs.
Left the Cubs at my playoffs. All right. Tough leave out, but I left him out.
Okay.
In the 3 seed, I have the Phillies winning the East. In a close East, but I think they're just people are getting excited about the Braves and excited about the Mets. But I think the Phillies are a small tier above them, and they're going to show that this season. I think they win 91 games.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I said the Phillies, but it was close. I almost picked the Braves. Yeah. I was this close to picking the Braves.
Yeah, well, the Braves are my 4.
Yep, I do too.
Okay, so the first wild card team, so that wins the Braves would play the. I guess okay, we'll talk about that in a second. Braves looking for a bounce back year. I think they have all the talent in the world. In the 5 seed, who do you have in the 5?
The Padres.
I have the Padres too. Okay.
I love their team. I love their rotation. The bullpen's incredible.
People are sleeping on the Padres.
I think the Padres could win the World Series, straight up with the roster they have. So yeah.
Yeah, they always can.
Yeah.
People are sleeping on them because they've been kind of quiet because they can be.
Freaking division too, which is so
annoying. So 6 seed, who's your 6?
The Mets.
I have the Mets too. Okay.
You have ball knowledge. Hearts.
So
no Brewers, no Cubs, but that's
so my thought was Mets or Cubs, and I went with the Mets. I was gonna go with Cubs, but I looked at it and I was like, yeah, the Mets brought in a lot more than I remember.
Yes.
Right? They brought in back in the bullpen, right, with Williams and Weaver, who had bad years last year, both with the Yankees, but they should bounce back.
Say my guy.
They got Freddie Peralta.
Yeah, baby. That's my dog.
So now they got McLean and Peralta atop that rotation, and then a lot of really solid arms behind that where they're gonna have to kick guys to the bullpen that are solid. Like they have Manaea, they have Holmes, they have a bunch of guys, and then in the lineup they brought Lou Bob in, who I don't think is gonna have a great year, but they also brought in.
Don't disrespect our boy.
They brought in Polanco, who could be solid. Marcus Semien. Who else did they bring in? They brought in one other guy that I keep forgetting.
They lost Pete Alonso.
They lost Pete, which is big. It's part of the reason. Hold up.
Yeah, but I love Freddie Peralta. Like that was when I remembered that they got him. Like that, pushed it over the edge for me. Like who?
Bobichet.
Oh,
yeah. That's what I keep forgetting about him. But yeah, They got rid of Bichette as well.
That's
so,
insane.
That's kind of what I went through. I was like, oh, the Cubs. I picked the Cubs. Then I saw Bichette, and I was like, oh, yeah.
They have such a good team.
But I don't think Bichette is that good, but he's good. He's going to be good enough with this. And this lineup, when you got Lindor as well.
There's so many hitters. There's just so many guys.
And their pitching looks really good. And I think they should be good. The Cubs were a tough leave out for me. Michael Busch can kind of take over. Him. But, okay, my thought was like, Michael Busch can carry the reins of Kyle Tucker, who left, right? But also, then I thought, well, they did it last year. And they were, in the wild card? So... Sure. Michael Busch can't double what he did last year. He had like 40 homers or something crazy. No, not that many, but
40 homers.
I think he had 30.
Dog.
He was amazing, and so I think overall they got worse, and I think they were in the wild card last year.
That's fair. But I just love their team. They're just straight vibes, bro.
Yeah, they picked up Bregman though. We'll see what he can do. In the AL, what's your 1 seed in the AL?
My 1 seed in the AL is.
My 1 seed is the Toronto Blue Jays. If that helps you at all.
Oh, I put... This is going to seem like L ball knowledge, but I put the Red Sox.
No, that's not terrible.
It's
L ball knowledge.
It's a homer pick.
Absolutely.
But, I love them. I think that the rotation got so much better.
Yeah, right?
You have Suarez now with Crochet, and you have Sonny Gray, too, I think is on the team now.
Yeah, Sonny Gray. He needs to bounce back.
So, I love the rotation, and I think Roman Anthony's going to be, one of the best players in baseball.
They lost Bregman, though.
That's okay.
But they're bringing back Costas. He'll be back. They got Mayer. They got Anthony. They've got Christian Campbell. Hopefully he can bounce back. After a great start of the year last year. One of the weirdest players in baseball last year. And they've got Willie Abreu, who had a hell of a baseball class.
Yeah.
So they got a lot of and Jaron Duran, of course. They've got a lot of guys that need to put it all together. With Rafael needs to have a good season.
Yep.
They need to put it all together. And if somebody's got to come out and be the superstar. And that could be Roman Anthony this year.
It's gonna be Roman
Anthony, they can, So you'll hear about them later. I had the Blue Jays. They showed it last year that they are one of the best teams in baseball. They spent on Dylan Cease. They picked up Okamoto to kind of replace Bo Bichette. I don't know. I think he plays third. So maybe you move Clement to... Or they have Andres
Clement's going to play short,
Andres Jimenez at short.
Oh, okay.
That's why
Clement was going to play short.
I don't know what Clement's going to do. I don't know what they're going to do with that. They'll all play. And I think they have kind of like the Brewers, but just way better. They're kind of like the Brewers with the guys under the radar that can hit for you, like Clement. And what was the other guy? He was really good.
I don't know.
I went through this the other day. I'll look it up. But then you also add Vladdy up there.
Yeah, I was gonna say Vladdy.
And you add there's so many guys. George Springer.
Who's the guy in center who's tough as frick? He robbed a bunch of home runs last year. Or is that the wrong team?
I think it's the wrong team. That was Denzel Clark plays for the A's. So that's what you're talking about. He did the crazy robs.
Yeah, I know, but it was something different. Maybe he just robbed one.
But I don't know. I'll look at the Mets or who are we looking at? The
Blue Jays.
Blue Jays. Why did I say Mets? Okay. Their roster, because they're really good. They've got Dylan Cease with Bieber and
Cease the GOAT, bro.
And Kevin Gausman in the rotation. You got Tracy Savage, who you'll hear about in a minute, and Max Scherzer, and they have Jeff Hoffman at the back end, and he's really good. They have Alejandro Kirk. They have Aston Barger was the guy I was thinking of.
Okay.
And Ernie Clement, Andres Jimenez, Okamoto, and Vlad. That's 5 infielders for 4 spots. I don't know what they're going to do.
Also, Santander coming back.
Oh, yeah, Santander's back.
I
don't know what he's going to look like, but he could definitely have a bounce back. They have Davis Schneider. They have George Springer. Miles Straw, maybe. Oh, Dalton Varsho. That's probably who thinking.
Yeah, probably him.
He's really good in center field. Nathan Lucas is also really good. So, they've got a lot of great players. My 2 seed is the Mariners.
Yeah, I have them too.
They, I think, are proud to be even better than they were last year.
All dogs.
Yeah, they're amazing. Julio Arozarena, Kyle Raleigh. They've got one of the best rotations in the league. They got Andres Munoz on the back end. They've got it all. I think they have a chance to be really good this year.
Yeah. And then at my 3, I've got the Tigers.
Yeah, that's the only right choice.
Okay. Their bullpen got better.
That was like a ball knowledge.
Their bullpen got better, and then Framber Valdez and Tarek Skubal, as your 1-2 is sick.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And they have a bunch of young hitters.
They've got guys.
They've got, what's the dude's name? Riley Green?
Yeah, Riley Green. They got Torkelson.
I love Riley Green.
Yeah, Torkelson. They've got Kerry Carpenter out there. Is amazing.
A bunch of young, really good
hitters. They got really good hitters. And I think they fly under the radar a lot, but in the Central, everyone's picking them.
Yeah.
And I like the Royals this year. They're not in my playoffs because I couldn't fit them in, but I wanted to put them in. I think the Royals are going to have a great season.
Jack Caglione.
Oh, and Vinny. And, they have Sal, and they also have a good prospect catcher behind them. They've got a ton of... Bobby Witt Jr. could put up 9 WAR. They've got a ton of great players. Anyway, end of the log card. My 4 seed is the Yankees.
My 4 seed is the Blue Jays.
Okay, that's valid.
So I love the rotation. I love Dylan Cease. So.
Yankees are another team flying under the radar because they are running it back. But remember, they were
the exact same roster.
They had the same record as the Blue Jays last year.
Sure,
Like,
and you're getting Garrett Cole back.
They're getting pitching healthy.
Yeah.
They're gonna be fine. They're gonna compete with the Blue Jays.
I hope okay, I don't like the Yankees, but like if I was a Yankees fan, I would hope that like Garrett Cole gets back to vintage Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what you.
And they have so much depth. Like
that takes you over the hump though. Like that takes you to World Series again. Like you know what I mean? If Garrett Cole gets back to Garrett Cole, that's where it's
and looking at this Yankees roster, you forget because of all the moves they made last. They have so much depth of guys that can't even play that are so good. They got Bednar on the back end. They got Garrett Cole. They got Camilo Doval, Max Fried. You forget about him. Rodon, you forget about him. Luis Gil, you forget about him. And then they got Austin Miles behind the plate. Infielders of Caballero, Jazz Chisholm, Paul Goldschmidt, Ryan McMahon, you forget about him. Ben Rice, Anthony Volpe, he's a bounce back. And they got Grisham, Bellinger, and Judge and Stan. So like the team's really good, and people are overlooking them because they don't have this sexy new toy, but they'll be fine. My 5 seed is the Red Sox.
Mine's the Yankees. So yeah.
Okay. And then my 6 seed is the Astros.
Okay, so I didn't put the Astros.
Did you put?
So I have 4 teams making it from the LA East, so I have, or the AL East, so I have
the Orioles. That's fine. And
so
that's valid.
I love the Orioles.
It's valid. No,
like, I love, what's his name? Sammy Basillo, right? That's his name?
Yeah.
He is awesome. Like, he's really cool. You have Gunnar Henderson. You now added Pete Alonso.
You got Adley, who needs to bounce back, too. I almost put him as
now you have
Adley
back, and then you obviously still have Gunnar. I love Taylor Ward now that they have on their team, too.
They're really
Tyler
good.
O'Neill's still on the squad.
The whole MLB is just so stacked this year.
I think the O's, honestly, I think they get higher than a 6 seed if they all play up, right? But
they could win the division.
I think they could win the World Series. Like I'm not even joking.
Okay, talk about teams that can win the World Series. The Astros could also win the World Series.
Yeah, very true.
So like they got Jordan coming back, and he's for 35 homers. Carlos Correa, remember he's there.
Yeah, it's kind of just uncertainty. Though,
Altuve,
right?
It's a little bit of like because last year they weren't great.
Yeah,
but I think they'll be back at it this year. They're the Astros.
Yeah,
I got them as the 6th seed, just sneaking in. But Orioles is a fine pick. You could have had the Royals there, like I said. Like,
you know who I thought about putting in?
Yeah.
Rangers.
Yeah, I hate the Rangers. I don't know. The Rangers, it's on paper, but they just haven't put it together since the World Series. I think they're just...
I love Josh Young.
Josh Young, yeah.
He's my dog.
I think the Rangers... I know it's weird to say because they're all a lot of young guys, but this version of the Rangers is done. White Langford's amazing, but the rest... but they can't put it together.
Simeon and Seager, right?
Simeon's gone. Simeon got traded for Nimmo, remember?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So Nimmo's on their team now.
Yeah.
I think the Rangers are fine. Absolutely, they have the star power. They just can't put it together
all the time. You think?
Yeah, they can't put it together they can't put it together as a team, but they could absolutely make it in. The Guardians, the Brewers, the AL, like they can make it in.
Yep.
And then in the NL, we didn't talk about the Giants. Didn't talk about the D-backs. Didn't talk about
D-backs. I was this close to putting them in.
Didn't talk about. All right, I didn't have the Cubs. You didn't have the Brewers. Like
I
like the teams, man.
By the way, like I just want to talk about the Pirates a little bit. Because, like,
the Pirates, dude,
they're low-key pretty good.
They're
like, looking at their roster, like, Marcel Ozuna's on the squad
and Brandon Lau.
And what's his name? What's the dude from, O'Hearn?
Ryan Hearn, yeah.
Dog.
So they put 230 homer bats in their lineup. Like, that was all. They're doing really good stuff. Now, they're looking at the rest of the NL, it's like, okay. But, like, because the whole MLB is so stacked right now. But, yeah. But,
like, what says they can't low-key go out there and win, like, 82 games?
Well, that's not going to get you in.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
You say that, but like it does get you in most years.
Exactly. So, like, if you go get 82, 83 wins, like, that's such a cool...
You're probably going to need 85. And so if you can get 85, I think you're pretty solid. But this like teams are going to flop, and Pirates will probably be one of them. But, yeah. Because teams have to flop when you have everyone's good.
Yeah.
All right. The championship series, I'll go first. My NLCS. I have the Dodgers winning the NLCS with 4 wins over the Phillies in 7. I didn't want to pick the Phillies to go this far. I'm not super high on them this year in the postseason, which sucks because it's like their last chance. But the ride I had them put together here, the way I put this together, I thought they were the best team. It was between Phillies, Mets, and Brewers, so I had to put the Phillies in the NLCS.
Yeah, so I went Dodgers matching up against... I was originally going to put Padres, but it didn't work out the way I seeded them. Yeah. So I just like went with it, and I went chalk, and I went Cubs.
Okay.
Because I love the Cubs. Like I do, and the Dodgers are going to win in 4. But I've got the Dodgers winning. But I love the Cubs, so I just put them there.
Yeah,
just because I wanted to figure out a way to put the Padres there. But then that's in the way I seeded it. They're gonna have to play the Dodgers before that. So
there was like 9 teams in each league that can make the World Series. It's crazy.
Yeah.
In the AL, I have the Mariners advancing to the World Series.
Okay.
I have them taking down the Red Sox in 6 games.
Okay.
I didn't want to put the Yankees back in there. That's too boring. I don't love the Blue Jays to get back, so I went with the Red Sox. And then Mariners is kind of an obvious one with me. But then they were in the bracket with Tigers and Astros. So it was kind of a no-brainer. But the Mariners advancing to the World Series to play the Dodgers.
So I had the Red Sox versus the Tigers.
Wow.
And
it's the Tigers' last chance, man.
I have the Red Sox.
Scooble is a walk-in. Like, they gotta win.
So I have the Red Sox advancing to play the Dodgers in the World Series.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to watch the Tigers. With Scooble, he's his last chance with the Tigers. He is totally walking. Okay. They're not paying him. If they wanted to pay him, they would have done it already.
It'd be sick if he just goes on like a crazy run and then leaves
after.
after.
Kind of like having 2 Cy Youngs in a row. Crazy run.
Sure, yeah. Good point.
But yeah, Red Sox. Solid team. I think they're kind of a team that can win in the postseason for sure. So my World Series, Mariners, Dodgers. The Mariners taking down the Dodgers in 7 games. Cancel the 3-peat. Mariners taking home. This is their year in 7. In the crazy series.
I had the Dodgers versus the Red Sox, and I'm going to go with the Dodgers in 6 because they're the Dodgers. And
so you got the Dodgers 3-peating.
I'm not going to pick against the Dodgers until they show me that they're not as good as they once were. And I think they're going to be better this year. So
like Kyle Tucker. Forget about that.
So
yeah.
Yeah. So
that just ended my brain.
It's the Dodgers, but
yeah. Who are the Mariners though?
Dude, they beat it, that'd be sick. Like I'd love that.
That'd be awesome.
Another 7-game series too.
That's baseball, awesome. Man. All right. Got award picks next.
Where do we go first? AL or NL?
Let's do just each go award by award.
Okay.
My AL, let's go MVP. Start with AL, MVP. I'm not taking Judge this year. I think he has a down year by his standards, so maybe like 38 home runs. I'll take Bobby Witt Jr. I think he can have a career year like he has every year. I think he can have non-WAR. I think he's finally going to get the light shined upon him in the AL, and he'll be clearly the best player.
This close to picking him, but I went Judge.
All right, that's fine.
Just because
it gets boring with these Cy Young and MVP
But that's
picks.
the thing. Like again, like I'm not gonna pick against them until he loses it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's say the NL MVP on 3. 1, 2, 3. Ohtani. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Easy. Do we have to talk about this
Nothing
for that
to
long?
Talk about.
Yeah. I mean, he's
best player in baseball.
He's got 4 MVPs already.
Best player of all time.
It's like 4 MVPs in like 7 years. Cy Young. No, I didn't pick Scooble. Again, I didn't pick Scooble. I said down year by Scooble standards. Yeah, I know you picked Crochet too.
Yeah, baby.
I picked Crochet. I think he's gonna have a great year once again. I was remembering back in the day he was at the White Sox as a reliever when he couldn't throw a strike.
But
he was awful.
You just like saw him like these little like.
No, but then his last year before he went to the Red Sox, he became a starter. He was amazing. Yeah. Then the Red Sox paid him.
He's so good.
Yeah, I have him winning the AL Cy Young. And now Cy Young, I have Paul Skeens.
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pick Paul.
He's my dog. I was thinking about picking Paul to have a down year, but that's not a thing. Like Paul Skeens is a tier above Terry Scooble, I think, and he's gonna show that this year. He is the best pitcher on earth, and probably one of the best pitchers of all time.
Yeah. Probably will go down as one for
sure. All right, now it gets fun.
Yeah, come on.
Rookie of the year in the AL. These are both kind of fastballs.
What do we pick the same
These are both kind of fastballs for me, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same one.
Okay.
Who's your AL Rookie of the Year?
I don't want to mispronounce his name, but Munetaka Murakami.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Not if I picked. That's fine.
I think he's gonna be awesome this year. I think he's gonna be incredible.
And he can genuinely have 30.
I think the White Sox they're gonna be trash, obviously.
Yeah.
But they're gonna have some cool moments because they have Colson Montgomery still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're gonna have those 2 guys. It might be some
fun
games.
Squad.
Some fun games.
I picked Trey Savage.
For the Blue Jays.
He's got his rookie eligibility.
Yeah.
He was pitching lights out in the playoffs last year. He was their ace in the World Series.
You ever went to college?
No.
He pitched in the regionals.
I don't know. No, I don't.
East Carolina.
Really?
Absolute dog.
So yeah, I have Trey Savage winning that. I think he's going to be again one of the best pitchers in baseball.
You know a cool story about Trey Savage?
Please tell me.
He's ambidextrous, so he can pitch with his right and his left hand.
Interesting. You just try that out one time.
But yeah, that'd be pretty weird.
All right, another kind of fastball for me. This one's even more of a fastball for me. NL Rookie of the Year.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
I went with Connor Griffin from the Pirates.
I can't tell you
because once again, I like the Pirates, and if he steps up, then it's okay, hold on, the Pirates can make a little run.
Do we know if he's on making the opening day roster or not?
Yeah, bro, he is. Trust.
I mean, he'll be in there at some point.
I have no clue. I just know he's really good.
It'll be on his rundown next week.
I just remember him being in the pipeline system for a long time, and he got called up a little bit last year.
Connor Griffin is going to be great. There's a few other guys. J.J. Weatherhold's coming up.
Yeah, for the Cardinals. Right?
Yeah. Andrew Painter finally getting a shot for the Phillies. He was supposed to be in the MLB 5 years ago, and he got hurt. Now he's finally back. And I don't know. There's a few other guys I'm forgetting. We'll talk about them next week in Racer Rundown whenever we know the opening day rosters. My NL Rookie of the Year was Nolan McLean. Okay. I got another guy with rookie eligibility who is going to be the Mets ace. That seems kind of a fat, kind of a fastball.
Sense, yeah. I kind of just went hitters too. Yeah, I like hitters. And you went pitchers, right? So,
I went both pitchers. Okay, Manager of the Year. Who's your AL Manager?
Alex Cora, baby, Red Sox.
I thought about it. Yep, I thought about it, but he's just like.
I love Alex Cora though. Like I know, like he has so many like bad things about him sometimes. Like there's so many stupid things, but I still love him.
I think my manager. I think he's the best manager in the AL. It's AJ Hinch. I think he's gonna lead the Tigers to a 3 seed. They're gonna win the division, no problem, and he's gonna win Manager of the Year. In the NL, who do you have for your NL Manager of the Year?
I went Dave Roberts because I think the Dodgers are going.
That's not a thing.
But I think they're gonna have their best year out of the 3.
Okay, right? Like, if they're 112 games,
that's what I'm saying, and I think that could happen. So like that's why I'm picking Dave. Roberts.
It usually goes to the squad that goes under the radar and then comes out and wins a bunch of games. But, it's the Steven Vogt Award.
But if they break the record for the most wins, because I think that physically can happen, then I think
they
win it.
The AL Major League is like the Steven Vogt Award. Like he wins it every year because they always make the playoffs. But I don't have him making the playoffs, so I can't pick him. What I do have making the playoffs is a team that's always under the radar. The Brewers. I have Pat Murphy.
Okay.
He's so much fun. He's awesome. I think Pat Murphy wins Manager of the Year. Okay. In the NL. Reliever of the Year.
This was a hard one because I don't know. This is probably the least ball knowledge I have in
baseball. The odds.
Is relievers and stuff like that.
I looked at the odds for a lot of these.
So I just kind of looked up some really good relievers, and I found a guy I really liked, and that's Andres Munoz.
I was going to pick.
Awesome.
All right.
So I really like him, and I think Seattle's going to be good.
He's been really good the last few years. He could. If they're going to be the 2 seed, he's going to be crying for a big year. In the NL, who do you have?
Mason Miller, because I'm not going to pick him.
That's fine. I have Yohan Duran. I have Yohan Duran winning it.
Okay.
I think homer pick completely. Mason Miller is probably the right pick, but I think he's going to have a great year for the Phillies. I think it's a breath of fresh air for the Phillies because we haven't had a lockdown closer in a long time. Comeback Player of the Year.
My favorite thing to pick. I love this.
My thought was Adley. Coming into this, it was Adley Rutschman is going to win it. But then this also kind of ran with my storyline of the whole thing. I picked Jordan because
I did too.
Because it was like I looked at the odds. I was like, oh yeah, Jordan's going to win that.
He has to, right?
Yeah, he has to.
Because that I feel like that even for casual baseball fans, like people knew when Jordan went down last year and had a bad year and like all that kind of stuff, and like he gonna bounce back. Yeah. Like he gonna be here this year.
Right, he's your NL Comeback Player of the Year.
So I love this guy, and I didn't realize he got hurt and then had some bad games. Michael Harris Jr. for the Braves.
Oh, different Braves outfielder.
So I love Michael Harris.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So I think Michael Harris could win for sure, especially with Ozuna going out of the lineup.
Yeah, he's near the top of the odds for sure. That's a good pick.
Is he?
Yeah, I went with a guy that. I
only looked at odds for reliever.
Yeah, everybody was kind of taking Zach Wheeler as like a 4th starter for the Phillies right now. Because Sanchez, Luzardo, and you have Nola, and you have so. I mean, he's kind of seems the 3rd starter washed up, but he's just Cy Young favorite before he went out last year. This guy is still amazing. He said he's retiring after next year, which is a super crazy thing, but he's still elite. I think he's gonna come back and be cemented as the ace, or not the ace because Sanchez exists, but the 2nd best pitcher, ace on 29 other teams maybe for Zach Wheeler. Is my comeback player of the year.
Okay. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with myself.
No, you made some good picks.
I did some research. I looked at some good teams. I made some, not chalk picks, like picking O's in the playoffs I think is fun, all this kind of stuff. So.
No, good start for you. We're going to keep testing you, though. We're going to make you a good MLB ball knower.
Hey, you want me to, shout out a couple of my under-the-radar guys for MLB that I really like?
Sure, go ahead.
So I talked about Colson Montgomery.
Not under the radar at all, but yeah.
But I'm saying, plays on a horrible team. Plays on a horrible ran team.
Yeah, okay.
So... people aren't going to watch White Sox games. So, Colson Montgomery.
Let's see if these are actually under the radar or not.
Hold on. Oh, let me get my notes again. Let me make sure. Under
the radar guys that I like.
Okay. These are not.
Not under the radar at all.
But I said
Taylor Ward was a good one.
I said Zach Gallen going to the D-backs again, getting back there. I think is an under the radar thing.
He needs a bounce back year. He does get overlooked. That's true.
And I just said the Nationals are gonna be fun because it's gonna be the James Wood show.
Yeah, Dylan Cruz is AAA, starting in AAA. Do you know?
Really?
Yeah. Unfortunate.
It's all right. It'll get called up eventually.
Yeah. All right. That's all we got. Anyway, lots of fun. Next week we'll talk about some NBA. I don't know,
Yeah, man.
and we'll talk about March Madness. So it'll be a lot of fun. Can't wait to do it. And we will see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Peace.